I haven't used this GoPro in forever. Excuse me, sir, why are you running in the road? Hi guys, it's Doreen and welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see, I took out the GoPro again to be hands-free and focused on driving. And I'm gonna do a car review on my new car. First off, I do want to say that this is not a flex. I mean, my car is not even a flex or anything, but it's more just a review video in a way, where I'm going to just be talking about my car. It's nothing crazy special, but it's special to me, so I thought that you guys would be interested in watching it. I have done a review video on my previous car, which was Derek. My Mazda 3 was a 2016 Mazda 3, and it was a lease, so I had gotten it in 2016. So back then I did a review, and a lot of people really liked it. A lot of people said, oh, I've never thought about buying this car, and because you did this review, now I really want to get it. And I just thought that was pretty cool, so that's why I wanted to do a review on my Mini. I do want to say that this is my first bought car, the car that I bought all on my own, and I'm so proud of myself for it. But I paid for it in cash, and it was from a private seller. I mean, I'm not going to say exactly this is how much I paid for it and this is this, but it's more like that's just something that I'm just very proud of and happy. So yeah, I mean, I bought it when I was 21 still, and I've had it now, when did I get it? June, so July, August, September, October, so I've had it now for 4 months, and I've been driving it a good amount that I feel pretty comfortable giving guys a review of it instead of just driving it around for like a week and then like being super unsure about it and still getting used to it and all that kind of stuff. So a little bit of story. So I officially, I don't know, I mean, I haven't asked, but I officially cannot say anything about my last car other than, if you guys don't know, I did get in a car accident with my last car, and it wasn't my fault. 100% wasn't my fault. I'm going to show you guys in a bit, but I did have a dash cam in the car, so I got it actually all on video. The whole thing, my whole day from start to finish, I got it all on video. But I would eventually really love to show you guys that footage and kind of do like a story time of my first car accident, which, oh my god, so cliche. My old car, it got totaled, basically. The car accident happened 30th of April. My lease was supposed to end in July, and sadly that's what happened. That's why that car is gone, sadly, and I was very, very devastated about it. My goodness, I was just in complete shock about everything. But I went to the chiropractor. I've been going to the chiropractor, and only last week I finished going. I finished all my treatments, and I'm feeling so much better. I mean, I'm not 100%, I'm never going to be 100%, but hey, you got to do whatever you can to make life happy and good, and just make the best out of situations, right? So, I was without a car for about a month. I was actually still going to school at the time, but I would take Uber because I was right at the end of my classes. It was the last week of finals, and I would just take my Uber and sometimes ask random students for a ride home. So, once even one of my teachers gave me a ride home, but that's a whole other story in itself because, oh my god. I mean, this lady wasn't trying to do something nice. She was just like, okay, I guess I'll give you a ride, then drop me off like 2 miles away from my house. She's like, well, I gotta go now, so sorry, can't help you. Maybe I should go this way instead of over there. So yeah, anyways, I was just in a lot of, a horse, you gotta slow down. Oh my goodness, you guys are so cute. Okay. I then started searching for a new car, and I was actually looking at my dream car, and surprise, surprise, I was actually about to buy my dream car, which, if you guys don't know, my dream car is not some Lamborghini or Ferrari or Audi or anything fancy. Like, those things are nice, but for me personally, what fits my needs and what I personally like, not according to what other people like. I'm sure a lot of people are like, oh, this car is ugly, or even with my car now. Okay, I'm gonna go right here. Right here is a good spot. So I was about to get my dream car, which is a 2016 Mazda MX-5 Miata, and I did go to the dealership. I went to 2 dealerships. They were really far, and I even test drove my car. I was about to sign, shook hands and everything, and then the deal fell through. So that's that. So I was like, whatever, you know what, everything happens for a reason. It just means I'm not meant to get this car. So I guess I better look for something else instead. Something maybe a little bit more in my price range. So that's when I started looking online with Alexander. We were looking at affordable cars in our budget. So we started looking online at Auto Trader, and we found this lady who she was selling her Mini Cooper. And she said, I love this car, but I just recently bought a Tesla and I just don't have any need for my Mini. I love it a lot, but I'm just always driving out the Tesla and I don't need 2 cars. So I said, okay, lady, okay. So we sent her a message, and she said, hey, I'm available to meet up this weekend. And so we did that. We came up, we met her. She was super friendly, and we said, oh, can we check out the car and everything? She's like, yeah, of course, here are the keys. I'm gonna go get my nails done. You guys can like check it out and let me know if something, you know, take it for a test drive, and if you guys want to buy it, let me know. Here's my number, and if you guys steal it, I have insurance. So that was great. So we said, okay, do you mind if we take it to our mechanic? Just because we wanted to see that it wasn't in any car accidents or had any damage that was repaired, or something was wrong with it, you know? And just like to get an overall look at the car to see that it's good. She's like, no, I don't mind. Like I said, I'm going to go get my nails done. It's probably going to be like an hour to an hour and a half, so go ahead and do that. So we're like, awesome. So we took the car, we took it to the mechanic. He checked it out, inside, outside, just pointed out like a little tiny dent, and that was it. But he said, like, other than that, everything is great. So like, awesome. So we talked to her and signed the papers. I went to the DMV with my dad, and I put the car under my name. I signed my name on it, and then the car was mine. And then a few days later in the mail, I got the pink, or maybe it was like a week later or something, I got the pink slip, so the car is mine. And anyways, that's pretty much the story. And now I want to get right into what you all been waiting for, which is this video and a review of my car. So let's just get right into it. So I thought we should start with the outside like I did with my last video, and these are my keys. This is the actual key, and here on it you have an unlock button. This one is to lock the car, and this one's for the trunk. You also have a key that comes out. I'm not going to take that out because I'm only using one hand right now, but that's how my keys look like. So the car is now open, but just like with my last car, you actually don't need the keys to open the car. You have a push button here, so you see how that locks the car, and pushing it again unlocks it. So I'm going to open it. What's different about my last car that I thought was pretty cool was that this car, it doesn't have a frame outside the window, so the window just looks very sleek and it's just the glass. But the inside of the car, obviously the car is orange, as you guys can see. This is the inside. It is all a black interior, and I'm just going to get in the car. I'm sorry, it's kind of dirt floor here, so I was just in the car taking some B-roll for you guys. But I'm gonna get in the car. So on the inside, I'm just gonna put my keys in the bag. It is first of all, it's a push to start car, just like with my last car. And here is where the start and stop engine is. It's right in the middle, compared to some cars it's more here, or some of them it's on top, some it's on the side of the steering wheel. But here it's right in the middle, and it is a glowing red color. I do have some paper towel rolls, just because I think that's really important, something you should always keep in your car, just because, you know, you can get your window dirty, or it's just a good idea to have one of those. I'm gonna close the door just because there's a lot of cars passing by and it's making a lot of noise. But there is some lights. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's lights on the door handle. This is very tiny round handle, which you also have to lock the car and to unlock it. You have 2 buttons to roll down the windows. This is a 2-door car, so there's only 2 windows, and so there's only 2 buttons. Here is obviously to change your mirrors, but you do have here, if you push this button, the mirrors fold in. Here, I'm gonna turn on the car, so I'm just gonna push the brake, push to start, and you guys hear that? I mean, there's the typical Mini Cooper for you to fasten your seatbelt. But here you have your temperatures. You have here for the driver's side and the passenger side, they can choose. Here's where you can change it for auto. I don't want it to be too loud, so we're just gonna turn that off for now. But that's that. You also have seat warmers here. So you can change them from 3 to 2 to 1 to off. And the AC, maximum AC, and again with the passenger side you also have the seat warmers. This is the media, and it took a while to get used to just because in my last car I had a screen that was just here, and this one doesn't have obviously as many features. It does have similar features, but like for example, I can't connect my Bluetooth to the music. The Bluetooth only connects to my phone, so my phone is connected. But yeah, here I just connect my iPod with the aux cord, with the USB. There is an aux cord, but I don't use that because I like to actually see my music when I'm driving, so then I'm not having to reach through and grab my iPod and just kind of scroll through it like I would with a phone. But yeah, so I just put that in there conveniently. There's a little hole here to put change and stuff, but it just fits there nicely. There's 2 cup holders here. This is an automatic car, and yeah, that's great for me, and especially because I live in LA, so you definitely need an automatic car for that traffic, because no one wants to shift gears all day long in traffic. That's not fun. You have here your vents. They're nice little round vents. You can open and close them like that. Here you have a pretty small speedometer. I know that in the old Minis there used to be a giant speedometer here, and then now with the new ones they do put a screen here, so you have like a GPS, backup camera, and all that kind of stuff. But that's what this is. I don't know, I think this is just for the radio. I don't use the radio, so that's what these are for. But you have like radio, media, all that kind of stuff. Here you have your sunshade with a little mirror. Hello. And what's nice is that you could take this one out and put it to the side, but sometimes that gets really annoying, and sometimes you keep having to switch between them. So there actually is another sunshade here for the side, for the driver's side window. Up here there is some lights, and this one, I believe it's to dim the lights. This one is actually to change the color of the lights. So you see that it's red, it's orange, so you see it's yellow, green, blue, all these different colors. You can see that there's lights all around and they're changing colors. There we go. Okay, I like it at this purple. I don't know why, but I just do. You also have an auto start and stop button here, which basically is that I've never had this feature before, but it was a real surprise to me. It's basically when you're driving the car and you come to a red light and you're waiting, and it's just you're waiting your turn, you're wasting a lot of gas. This just turns off the car basically. And it does this automatically, but if you push this button, it will turn it off. There is a sunroof, which is also nice. And it's one of these where it's like a mesh material, but it does block out the sun when needed, but it does let light through when needed. So if you want to open it, you can see up, and it's so beautiful outside. Look at that sky. Here you can actually open it a little bit, just let some air. It's gonna scroll up. And it's just gonna, I mean, I could open it all the way, but then it pops up this little screen, so there's no bugs and anything coming through, and it's just really good. This one also, there is also another sunroof back here. You can open it, it's just, I can't reach that right now, so I'm gonna leave that. There is room for 2 passengers in the back, and you cannot fit 3 because there's this big hump in the middle. Don't mind this stuff. I usually keep some essentials in here. Some things I keep in my car. This is a Mini Cooper sunshade, the official one. Alexander got it for me for my birthday this year, so, but it's really nice. It matches my car. This is just the case for it. There's also another cup holder back here, and I just have a almost empty water bottle back there. There's another cup holder there and one on that side as well. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cup holders in total. There's also speakers back there. And these seats do fold down, which is also really nice. So if you want to have more space, you can. And it also does cover up in the hatchback, so people can't see if you have valuables or any groceries in your trunk. It does cover it, which is nice. I love hatchback cars. The seats are leather, which typically I don't like that much, just because cloth seats for me are a lot more comfortable, just because they're not so sticky when it gets hot. But these aren't too bad, and especially when it's cold, you want to have the seat warmers. It does heat up, which is awesome, and it's pretty comfortable. In the center here, there is a little storage space. Not a lot of stuff, but I do have some headphones in there, a charger, a couple of receipts and stuff like that. This whole thing lifts up if you want it out of the way, like so. But I like to rest my hand on there sometimes. Here's the emergency brake, and here this car does have a sport and green mode, but I usually keep it in the middle. Here's where you would see all your gas and you would fill it up. This car is not as fuel efficient as my last car, but it is pretty fuel efficient if I'm driving it on the green mode. And in the middle, it's also pretty good. Obviously, when you're driving it in sport, it's going to take up a lot more gas. And this car does only take premium or plus gas. It doesn't take regular. It's a little bit more expensive, but if you want your car to perform well, then you should definitely take the recommended gas. Here on the steering wheel, you do have the Mini logo, and with the little horn. The horn is actually pretty loud, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to bother random people around this area. Here you do have your volume adjustment and to change your music. So you see here, you could actually change it by going up and down. Also here it shows you what songs are playing, so you can see that. And you also have to call, and this one is if you want to say who you want to call. Here you have your cruise control, so you just push it once. You can put it up or down and then just leave it, and to turn it off you can either press the brake or you could just push this twice and everything will pop up on here. This is going to show you how many miles the car has. Here obviously you have your turn signals, and up here you have emergency. Here you do have a rear windshield wash and everything. Something that did take me a while to find out, which is so embarrassing, but I couldn't find the lights in this car because I'm used to that it was just would be here and you would turn it, and I couldn't find it. And then I realized it is down here. So you can put it auto or off, or the high beams, or your fog lights, and all that kind of stuff. There's also other buttons here. I did read the manual, a bit of it. I kind of skimmed over it, so I don't remember exactly what these do, but I remember it has something to do with the lights. Yeah, I should probably read it again. Up here, this may not look like a typical Mini Cooper rear view mirror, but this is my special little buddy, and this is my dash cam, which I bought off Amazon. Well, I didn't buy it, but my dad bought it for me off Amazon, and it was, I think, around $40. If I find it and I remember the exact link, I will link it down below, but I highly recommend to get one of these. Let me just give you guys a quick overview of it. It was pretty easy to install, but obviously it's a really big mirror, and this whole mirror setup goes on top of the Mini Cooper mirror, and this goes for any car. This was literally taken out of my last car after it got totaled, but when it was at the shop, my dad just took it out and we put it in this car afterwards. So here you can see there is a front mirror. I mean, in the mirror there is a front camera, which looks like this, and it is reflective, so you could still see what's behind me. And the mirror, or the camera, actually is this little thing right here. That's what this wire is connected for. So this one specifically is connected for the front camera, and then this one is for the back camera. But as you guys can see, there is a back camera right there. And there is someone who parked behind me. They went for a run. But here you do have little controls that you can push OK. You can change the actual camera to be like half and half. You can change it to only the front, only the back, or both like this. And they do save on 2 files. So if something happens, you have one file with just the front camera and you have one file with just the back camera. And here you can save. Here's the settings. I mean, it always switches up between these two because it is pretty cheap, but here's turn on and off. I just leave it plugged in all the way, but it does plug into a cigarette lighter, which is this one here. And I just leave it plugged in. But in my last car, I would just take it out when I was parked because there's no need for it. Unless you're scared you're gonna get hit or someone's gonna ding your car while you're away from it. So there is different sensors on it, and there's different settings that you could do that. I'm not gonna do a whole tutorial on that right now. but just know that that can be done. It also records sound, so I do have sound recording there. Here there's a little storage compartment where I just keep my phone holder, which doesn't fit in these vents. It did fit in my old car, which I got at TJ Maxx, but it's just the angle of these vents just doesn't hold it up that well, and my phone is too heavy for it. So I was just like, okay, whatever, I'll just keep it in here just in case. I have an aux cord in there in case somebody wants to play their music. Let's close that for now. Here there is a glove compartment, which I do have the owner's manual, driver's manual. And that's what that looks like, even with the orange and the black stripes in the front. There's a piece of my old car in there. Don't mind that, some information, but there is a piece of my old car in there. Some sunglasses. I do have a lint roller because that's always important to have. A miniature version of my hairbrush. And all that good stuff. So I'm just gonna leave that all in there. There's a speaker right here and also on the doors. As you guys can see, I do have these little convex mirrors, which I, again, recommend to get these. These are super, super helpful, and I know there's a few people out there saying, oh, I don't need those. I just look over my shoulder like a real driver and all this stuff. Well, if you can have more help, why wouldn't you want that? Because more safety, the better. But these little convex mirrors just makes it so they're basically blind spot monitors. They're not exactly monitors, but you can just look at them and you see so much more, and you could see your blind spots, so you don't have to keep looking over your shoulder every single time that you turn. You can just look at these mirrors, and I do have 2 of them, one for each side, of course. But yeah, so let's go outside right now. Oop. Okay, so I'm gonna give a tour on the outside of the car, and as you guys can see, it is this beautiful orange color. Don't mind the plates, by the way. I know you guys can see them. I might blur them out, I might not, but by the time you guys are watching this video, I did order custom plates, so these are not gonna be my plates anymore, so it doesn't matter, but that's that. So this is the front of the car. It looks super, super cute. I think it is, at first I was like, orange? I don't know how I feel about that, but it is literally such a happy, happy color. I love the black stripes. Here you have like for your turn signals, so when you are turning you do have these. This is what the wheels look like. They are the black wheels with the mini logo in it, which I think looks so beautiful. So this is what the back of the car looks like. But this car is not a turbo or not an S. It is just a regular Mini Cooper. It is from 2015, and literally when I got this car, my 17-year-old self, my 16/17-year-old self was crying on the inside because this was literally my dream car. I just wanted a Mini Cooper, and then I got over that, and then when I found this car, I was like, how perfect. So I was super, super happy with it. But everything is just really, really bubbly with this car. There is no like sharp edges or anything, but I really like it. Here you do have a button. I mean, the keys are inside, so it's not going to open, but you do have a button to open the back. So it does need a little bit of a car wash, but that's fine. It does have here the windshield wiper for the back. Like I said, it does have the sunroof. And this is overall what it looks like. I know that a lot of people, they say, oh yeah, I don't like the chrome too much, but I honestly don't mind it. Maybe one day I'll put it in black and it'll just match the stripes. But overall, I just really like it. I like the little grill in the front. I like this little part. This is not too low to the ground, which is nice. So I'm not scraping it all the time. This car is actually pretty big. I know that you guys can't see it that well, like in the comparison. This is what I look like compared to my car. So it is not the smallest car in the world, but it's not the biggest car in the world, which is nice. It's a big enough car that you don't feel super crammed in it either, which is good, but it is small enough that you can park easily. It is super cute. You know, you don't need a big huge car and then you take up all the space. You can go everywhere easily. For details on the engine and all that, you guys can go online and Google it, because I'm not a car person. I'm just showing you guys what I like and my car. But I'm not giving you guys like a review of the engine. So if you guys want to look that up, you totally can. I don't really care that it doesn't go that fast or it's not a super fancy sports car. But that is everything. That's my car, you guys.